So, after weeks of so-called leaks that have become the norm for DJI's marketing, the new Mavic Air 2 is finally out. It's got some impressive specs and is priced a firm halfway between the amazing value of a Mavic Mini and the amazing specs of the Mavic 2 Pro. So I think a fair few of us are going to be asking ourselves whether it's worth upgrading or buying as a first drone, and that's what I'm talking about today.
We've got you covered. It also does 4K 60p video. You can also slow things down.
Hello, well, as said, DJI's latest offering is finally confirmed, and yet again we are faced with the question of whether to go ahead and buy it. It's twice the price of the Mavic Mini at $799 or £769. For the basic model at least, the combo comes in a little bit more, and for that you get a couple of extra batteries, some extra props and a very whizzy case. So now it's looking very much like a smaller Mavic Pro or a larger Mavic Mini. I thought I'd have a quick look at what the main headline specs are, and they are quite impressive. The longest flight time of any of DJI's consumer level drones, the highest resolution sensor for still pictures, the highest resolution for hyperlapse, the slowest slow-mo frame rate, the highest bitrate for video, totally redesigned controller, and one of the longest signal ranges for any Mavic. So that is a pretty impressive package. I thought we'd take a quick look at what it all means. So first off, have a look at the battery. 34 minutes of flight time, which in practice, probably going to give you around 28-29 minutes of actual flight time. That is easily the longest of any of DJI's consumer drones and is approaching double what the original Air's flight time was. So that box is definitely ticked. Next up would be the camera, impressive 48 megapixels for still pictures, 8K hyperlapse and 4K normal video, including a HDR setting for pictures, video and panoramas, which is going to be fantastic when you consider how many shots and filming you do with bright skies at the top. So the camera sensor is similar to most high-end mobile phones now. Even though it's slightly larger than the original Mavic Air, it's still smaller than the Mavic 2 Pro's 1-inch sensor, and way smaller of course than most DSLR cameras. But the bottom line is that this camera is going to be far better than the Minis, the first Air and even the original Mavic Pro. An interesting comparison though is going to be whether or not a 48 megapixel still photo from the new Mavic Air is going to look better than a 20 megapixel photo from the 2 Pro's 1-inch sensor. It's one of the things I'll be playing around with. I'll also be looking at all the different manual options you've got available to play with as well. Next up is the incredibly welcome change to OcuSync 2.0 transmission. This is different to the original Mavic Air's Wi-Fi signal transmission between the remote controller and the drone. They're advertising it's going to be good up to 10 kilometers or around 6 miles, which obviously is way beyond normal flying conditions. But what that will mean is that on a day-to-day basis, you are never going to be suffering from signal dropouts or interference, which was singularly the original Mavic Air's biggest issue that I found. What it also means though is using OcuSync 2.0 means it should be compatible with DJI's smart controller as well. As for the redesigned remote control, well, that is going to have to wait until I actually get my hands on it. It looks impressive, and I'm sure DJI have put in a lot of thought in changing what was essentially the same design for the original Mavic Pro, the Mavic Air, the Mavic 2 Pro and the Mavic Mini. The design hasn't really changed much between any of those models, so I'm guessing they've made changes for a reason, so I'm looking forward to getting my hands on that and seeing how that feels. As I mentioned, the design of the drone itself is now very similar to the Mavic Pro and the Mavic Mini. It's kind of halfway in between the two in weight as well. Slightly heavier than the original Air. It's 570 grams, so that's what, about 20 ounces. The 2 Pro and the Mini were noticeably quieter prop-wise, rather than the Mavic Air's swarm of bees sound. So I'm kind of hoping that this new Mavic Air is going to have the same sort of propeller technology and be a little bit quieter than the original Mavic Air. Kind of couldn't really be any louder, so anyway, I'll see how that gets on as well. Some other aspects to play with are going to be the smart features like the full range of quick shots, the updated Active Track 3.0 and other autonomous flight modes, including a spotlight and also point of interest. It's also got 8 gigs of internal memory for recording pictures of video. So look, in a nutshell, to me, this seems to have much, if not all, of the specs of the far more expensive Mavic 2 Pro. Given the masses of extra features it's got, to me, it seems right that it's priced around twice the price of the Mini. Either way, loads to play with, and yes, of course, I've ordered one and I will be giving you my thoughts, both good and bad, as soon as I get my hands on it. In the meantime, look, I hope this has kind of helped some of you decide whether or not you should push that button and dive in and buy. Mavic Mini is already a fantastic bit of kit. The Mavic Air 2 seems to be a tremendous step up from the Mavic Mini. I'd be really interested in your thoughts on this as well. As ever, if you like this sort of stuff, then thumbs me up, hit the sub, ding the dong to get notified each time I put something out. Either way, as ever, until next time, have fun, stay safe, stay sane, happy flying. Cheers.
So, what's different? A whole lot.